Triple M's Rush Hour podcast brought to you by Brighton Toyota, Australia's largest Toyota dealership.
Very nice to have your company wherever you're joining us, and right around the world people do. We know that, Bill.
Yes.
Not only millions here in Melbourne, but online everywhere. They love the Rush Hour, and so they should, because it's high-quality entertainment.
I think so.
We have a big show for you today. John Aloisi is going to join us.
Aloisi!
Superstar, this man.
Yep.
So we're looking forward to that. You catch up, looks to me like one-on-one with another superstar later in the show, Bill.
Matty Cruiser.
A bit of open Bill.
A bit of open Bill there with him. And
also head out and catch up with Mick Doohan, the superstar.
Oh, and some funny stuff on triplem.com.au. Watch me tear the CRF Honda 50 apart.
That's it, Willis. So all of that to come. About to speak to a man about trade news. Before I do, say hello to you, Bill.
Say hello to you,
going
Jim. Say hello to the listeners and say hello to you, Hick.
No, we're not homosexual, but we are willing to learn.
Yeah, would they send us someplace special?
Oh, Jim. Hig. Interesting one you've gone with off the top. Now, Jimmy boy.
Stripes. Funny.
Stripes. Plenty happening. There's players going everywhere, Jim.
Yes, there are.
There's only one man to do it. How? Julian De Stoop is out there now with Fox Sports News. He is the man on the ground, Jimmy. Hey, Jules, plenty happening.
Hello, boys. I hope that wasn't a sting for me, that last thing you played. That was interesting.
That's just Bill, who's an idiot, Jules. So let's just make that known off the top. Now, let's start with the big one. Daisy heading over to Carlton. We all thought it might happen, but now it's confirmed.
That's right. And, it's been a big day. It's good, this new free agency period. Once one drops, it tends to get everything in motion. So Buddy Franklin, then Shane Mumford, and as you mentioned, the big one today, Dale Thomas. So a 4-year deal around about $700,000 a year, which is similar to what Brendan Goddard, the deal he took up at Essendon last year. So it's going to be fascinating to see. We know if he gets right and he gets his body right, he plays his best footy under Mick Malthouse, and he's a great two-way runner, which the Blues really need. Good with the footy, but a fantastic tackling player and a defensive player as well, which has probably been one of the criticisms on the Carlton midfield in recent years. But let's just hope he can get that ankle right. It's a really tricky injury, one that doesn't really require surgery, which doesn't fix it, but only played the 5 senior games this year. So you'd hope for Carlton's sake that given he's coming across for a long time and on big money, hopefully that ankle stands up. So Collingwood in return will get probably pick 11, so they'll have pick 10 and 11 in the draft, and whatever they get for Heath Shaw. So the Pies are going to be pretty got some heavy artillery in this draft possibly. But the Blues have also lost one today with Eddie Betts. He wants to go. 4-year deal with the Crows, about $500,000 a year. So, and they won't get any compensation for him because Dale Thomas is coming in. So a great pickup for the Crows. Of course, they lost Gunston, they lost Tippett. They need another goal kicker. And Eddie Betts didn't have a great year, but the last 5 years he's averaged 40 goals a season. So that's a great pickup for the Crows when that deal gets done.
4-year deal. Hey, and well done to, of course, Daisy there. Of course, not a 9-year deal. That's something. Hey, now there's a bit else. Cats have cut Podsiadly today, have they?
Yeah, that's interesting. So James Podsiadly gone. We expect Paul Chapman to go, with Richmond really keen on Paul Chapman, which I think would be a good little fit for the Tigers if they can organise that one. And Bill, what about Joel Corey? What's Joel Corey going to do? Because his future still remains up in the air as well.
Well, Josh Hunt's one that's also gone, Chappie Pods, and I would think Joel Corey would also retire. I don't think he'll play on anywhere. He'll retire. So the big four will leave the club. Corey Enright will stay around for another year, no doubt about that.
I know, all Australian. Hey, Cole Sylvia going over the West?
Yeah, 3-year deal for Cole Sylvia with the Dockers. So this will be an interesting one in terms of compensation for Melbourne. Obviously a high draft pick. He's been well paid by the Demons over the years, but in 10 years at Melbourne, he's only finished in the top 10 of the best and fairest 3 times. So it's probably only going to be about a second-round draft pick as the compensation for the Demons there. So Paul Roos was keen to keep him, but Colin probably needs to go somewhere else to produce his best footy. It'll be interesting to see where he fits into that Fremantle side. They've got a lot of players of a similar size, so is he a half-forward, is he a midfielder? But you know what Ross Lyon's like. He turns these players into very good players.
So, Jules,
it'll be a good play for the Dockers.
Explain to people how the compensation works. In other words, Hawthorn people will be sitting there going, how the hell can we only get 21 for Buddy when Collingwood get 11 for Daisy Thomas?
Yeah.
And how are Melbourne people are sitting there going, well, if Colin Sylvia was taken at 3, why do we have to wait until the early or mid-20s to get a pick for him?
Yeah, it's a bit of a complicated system. All sorts of things come into play. Obviously, the difference between Collingwood and Hawthorn is they're both getting first-round draft picks for those players, but it slots in behind the pick that you've already got in the first round of the draft. So Collingwood obviously have 10 because they finished 8th on the ladder this year, and Hawthorns is obviously later in the first round because they won the premiership. Then in terms of someone like Colin Silver, it's a combination of where you drafted, what sort of money you've been paid, best and fairest, all Australians, all your personal achievements as well. So that's how they work out the formula. So Melbourne fans, as you say, might say, hang on, he was a pick 3 and he's played for our club for 10 years, but he hasn't actually achieved much in terms of personal accolades. So that's why that's probably only going to be a second round draft pick for the D's.
All right, Jules. Well, thank you. Oh, you got some more?
Just well done to Brendan Goddard. BJ won the Essendon B&F last night. That's a good effort in his first year, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that might surprise a few people, but he did have a very good year. If you look at his numbers, 26 disposals a game, almost half of those were contested. He did some good work around the clearances. So good work from Brendan Goddard ahead of Watson and Dyson Heppel last night. And James, what about Eddie Betts? A bit disappointing for North that you couldn't lure him to the club?
Oh, no, it is because he was a player that we thought we could use, but the figure, I think in the end, got a bit much. It was always going to be, this is what we thought it was worth. And clearly Adelaide had more on the table.
And he's not the big fish I think they want, Jules. There's another one there that they would like to get.
Mr. Del Santo?
Yeah, it would be it. That's the big fish.
No, but I hope he goes well. He's a good bloke. You met Eddie Betts?
No.
He's a beauty.
Yeah.
So I hope he goes well and plays some really good footy. But Jules, thanks very much for that.
Thank you, boys. I'm sure Eddie will be wearing Bill's shorts again next season.
Yeah, I know. It's extraordinary.
Adelaide got big shorts over there.
They must have.
They will have.
Let's go and take big truck Ruttons.
Exactly. That's what he needs. Hey, now, Jimmy, something's caught my attention. I love reading the papers.
No, go on, then.
I just love sitting there reading it away.
Yes.
And, Jim, something unusual caught my attention.
What?
And we'll ask the Rush Hour family, what have you seen unusual? 133353.
Yes.
But I saw a wombat that is 4 metres long, 2 metres tall, Jim. The biggest wombat I've ever seen in my life.
Where'd you see that?
In the paper.
Oh, Bill.
Page 3.
That's fossilised.
It's there.
Down at Sorrento.
Jim, there's a photo of
Bill,
it here.
you can't say... No, that's...
The monster from
It's
Sorrento.
an artist's impression, Bill. It's a fossil in the rocks at Sorrento.
It's the, the monster from Sorrento, you idiot. It is nearly 4 metres long and 2 metres tall,
Can't
Jim.
claim that as a what have you seen unusual.
Well, it is unusual and I've seen it. So I am.
He's got you on a technicality.
Just like, Jim,
Right.
those big cats that roam around in Gippsland,
Right.
Yeah.
and at the Grampians,
Right.
and down at the Yu Yangs there at Lara.
Really? You'll find a big cat down there?
Big cat.
What, Doug Wade?
No, he's a hairy old big cat.
Hey,
can, true.
one
Big
triple
cats.
353 is the number.
Yes.
You know how to play this. What have you seen unusual? And of course, we've done it before, Hig.
Walking in the opposite direction in the emergency lane was a guy carrying a gymnasium on his head.
I saw a lady, probably middle age, really good looking, dressed up Desperate Housewives style, on crutches, and she had 1 6-inch heel on and one foot wrapped up in a brace. Tourist, he looked like. Walking up and down with his towel on, I thought, oh, this is a bit unusual. Then goes to the shower, an outdoor shower,
Yes.
takes off all his gear,
No.
sparkers.
No.
Oh,
There you
no.
go, Bill.
And the monster from Sorrento is unusual, Jim.
Well,
a giant wombat.
It is an incredible finding
Mate, if you've
from
got little kids,
hundreds of thousands of years ago.
if you've got little kids down there, I'd be
No,
worried
Bill,
about that.
Bill, it's not roaming the streets of Sorrento. It's fossilised in the
No,
rocks.
it's in the rocks, exactly. It's hidden in the rocks there. I know it is, Jim.
133353. Ring us. What have you seen unusual? Best caller wins?
3 tons it is.
Oh, no.
We'll
That's
get
how
you
heavy.
tickets to the 2013 Tissot Australia Motorcycle Grand Prix.
Yeah, jump on the phone. We'll take your calls next. What have you seen unusual? 133353. We're playing one of our favourite games. What have you seen unusual?
Yes, that's it, Jimmy
Because you
boy.
saw a massive, great big wombat in Sorrento.
2 metres long. And
You said it was
4
4
metres long.
4
you
metres
said.
long, you idiot, and 2 metres high.
Aaron's in Burnley, Bill.
Even Bentley. G'day, Az.
How you going?
Or Burnley.
Yeah, Burnley, Bill.
Righto, sorry. Az,
Az.
what have you seen unusual?
I was in Sydney a few weeks ago and I was walking across the Sydney Harbour Bridge with my daughter who's 3,
Yep.
and coming the other way was a bloke dressed in a suit carrying a microwave.
On the Sydney Harbour Bridge.
Yeah.
That's unusual.
What did you say?
I sort of just turned around and looked at him. My daughter said, "What's he doing?" I said, "Well, I think he's moving."
On the bridge carrying a microwave in a suit.
So you wouldn't see that every day, Bill.
Maybe there's not one at work and he's taking it there.
All right, Beck in Bitten. Hello, Beck.
G'day guys, I've got a good good one.
Yes.
This is all on the one day.
Yep.
Going into a hospital, and out the front is a bloke in a hospital gown with a green parrot on his shoulder. In that wind yesterday, I don't know how it didn't get blown away.
Fair income.
And then he walks into the hospital, into the emergency waiting room with the parrot still on his shoulder.
Fair income. And he's got the gown on ready to be operated on.
Well, I don't know what he was doing, but something like that.
I think he had bird flu, Beck.
Right, we've just got one here quickly just to divert from Bill.
We'll just ignore Bill.
Josh says, sitting in a turning lane, a middle-aged man with a yellow skateboard brushing his teeth, crossing the road.
Oh, there you go.
Brushing his teeth.
Again, something you wouldn't see every day. Jace is in Frankston. Hello, Jace.
Yeah, JB, Billy, how you going?
Good,
What have you
Jace.
seen unusual?
Good. Well, it's positive I saw a Tasmanian tiger. That was back in 1989.
Yes.
Yep, I was-
What, David Boone?
Whereabouts were you exactly, Jace?
I was in Greens Bush on my enduro bike when you could actually ride motorbikes in Greens Bush. It's all fenced off now.
Where is
and I was
Greensbush?
riding.
Is that in Tassie?
No. It's up in Victoria. It's up near Bonio.
You saw a Tassie tiger in
I
Victoria.
am positive. I've told people this story for years. Some believe me, some don't. But I was guaranteed it was a Tasmanian tiger. It shot off down a gully. There's a dead sheep down there, and it ran over that. And I stopped. And I turned around. I was doing about 60, and I couldn't spot it again. But it took off into the bushes, and I am positive
Bill,
that was one.
you saw a Tasmanian tiger.
Might have swum across the ditch, Jim. I don't know.
holidays.
Oh. Can they swim?
Oh,
No, there wasn't water in there. It was just shot down a gully and off into the bushes. It ran across the track straight in front of me.
Jace, I think Bill's
Jace.
trying to say that he came across from Tasmania, so he
Swam
had to
from
swim.
Tassie all the way.
Yeah,
It's not
okay,
a
yeah,
fly
yeah,
on
yeah,
Virgin
no
or
worries.
anything, is it? Okay. Well, let's get to Preston. Luke's there. Hello, Luke.
How you going?
Yeah,
All right,
Lukey.
what have you seen unusual?
I was looking through a book called The Greatest Players of Geelong the other day, and I've seen Billy Brownless there, sitting there smiling with hair.
Oh,
Just
that is a little unusual.
where did you see me again, Luke?
It's called Greatest Players of Geelong, I think it's called.
Oh, is it?
It must have been a photo of you with Gary Ablett.
Yeah, exactly. Bill had his head down while Gazza was standing on it.
It's skinny and hair, not bad looking, eh, Lukey?
Not too good looking.
No wonder I went so well at the lyric.
Yeah. Never actually went well anywhere.
Put a
but,
boy on, Jim.
Stay there, Luke. You might actually win. Kev's in Melton. Hello, Kev.
Kev,
How you going, boys?
what'd you see?
Well, funny thing, when I was living up the Territory in Catherine in 1998 after the floods,
Yeah.
and when the water dropped,
Yep.
in a couple of days' time, there was a 2-metre croc walking down the main street.
Oh, man.
Walking down
What
the
happens
main
up
street.
there?
We're in
It
Catherine.
ended up into a car yard under a car.
Went under a car.
Yes, in a car yard in Catherine.
Bloody hell. Have you seen, Kev, and I don't know what is the Outback Wrangler on telly?
Oh, mate, with only 3 fingers.
Oh, no. It's a young bloke, good-looking young bloke who gets the Crocs.
Oh, yeah, vaguely,
What's
yes.
his... mate, I'm telling you, he's the best of all of those blokes.
And he grabs them.
Hey, Bill, he jumps out of the helicopter flying above the water like about a metre above.
Jim.
He jumps out on top of him. He's a star. And he's a young... I just can't think of his name. And he traps him and throws him back into the ocean. Anyway, it reminded me of it because Kev's been up there. All right. Thank you, Kev. Bill.
There's some interesting one. Tasmanian tiger in Victoria.
Just on holidays.
Greatest players, and he saw me.
With you with hair.
That's unusual.
That is unusual.
Well, I'll
and
tell you
rarely sighted.
I'd like Beck with a parrot on the shoulder.
Yeah.
Or actually, we're going with Aaron.
Aaron.
I'm going with Aaron, the first one, because on the Sydney Harbour Bridge, he saw a bloke dressed in a suit carrying a microwave.
Yep.
That is unusual, Jim.
Az.
Hello?
You are going to... Where are we sending Az?
He's going to the
MotoGP.
2013 Tissot Australian Motorcycle Grand Prix, plus a pit wall canopy experience and pit lane walk pass.
Oh,
And
Great, thank you.
that's all for you, Az. Stay on. And I want Luke from Preston back up too. Get Luke for me, please.
that's all. The Witness a New Era book now at motogp.com.au.
All right, well
That's
done.
on the 18th of this month, Jim.
Lucas, you there?
Yeah, I'm out.
Because you saw the unbelievably rare sighting of Bill Brownless with hair, you're going to see Imagine Dragons at the Palace Theatre, Wednesday, October 16th.
Beautiful.
All right.
And the book you were reading again was?
No, just forget
Oh,
about
well,
that,
we've
Luke.
lost
We'll
Luke. Yeah, he's
stay
gone.
on the line. We'll get those tickets to you. And thanks to everyone for playing.
Oh, Jim, there's some weird things.
It's unreal, isn't it?
It is.
All
Just
right,
got
well
another
done.
one from Twitter here, late one from Letho, says, I saw the sun shine in Dingley. That's unusual.
That is unusual.
It is almost never sighted.
No.
The Rush Hour Sharpest for Sheen Panel Service.
Here's Aloisi for a place in the World Cup.
Here we go.
He's Australia have done it! because they're in offside position. Aloisi might go on his own. Aloisi! 3-1!
Been in a smash? Call Sheen Panel Service first. 1300 Repair.
Forever will be known as the man that put us into the World Cup, Bill. That's why he comes in here regularly. We love him. John Aloisi, of course, coach of the Melbourne. Hello to you.
Hello. How are you going?
Hey, Johnny boy.
I'm not happy with you, Bill.
Why, mate?
No, rubbishing the heart all the time.
No, I'm not rubbishing him. Oh, you know I'm a supporter and I'm a paid-up member last year.
What about this year, Bill?
Well, no, I'm just waiting because...
Do you want me to buy a membership for you?
No, I don't want you... All right, will you? But pre-season form hasn't been great, Johnny, to be honest.
No, it's been good. We've been happy with pre-season. It's not about the results. It's about how the team's shaping up, and we're happy with our balance this season. We've signed a lot of good players, international players.
One good one, Orlando. Looking forward to him, and he breaks his leg in the first 30 minutes. That would be like, for those people out there that don't understand it, you getting Buddy Franklin and him breaking his leg, or Sydney getting Buddy Franklin and him breaking his leg in the first practice game.
Yeah, coach killer. Yeah, well, you can't do much about that. That's I feel sorry for Orlando because he was really looking forward to playing in the A-League. He's a former Dutch international, but as a coach, you move on and make do with the players you've got, and we're happy with the signings we've made.
Malta, what about the Maltese magician?
Maltese Falcon. They call him the Mosquito. He's lightning quick. He's a good striker, scores goals wherever he goes. He's a king back in Malta. The only problem is we're going to miss him first game because he's making his 100th cap for Malta that week. So we're not going to have him against victory.
What sort of team did Malta put out?
Funny you say that. They're not that strong, but he has to play against the teams like Italy, France, and he scored 37 goals in 99 internationals, which is a very good return.
Because that's what we need at heart. Need goals, don't we?
I like that. You're saying we.
Well, I'm slowly coming around to you.
Yeah, we need goals, and we've got players like Harry to put the ball through. We've got a new signing, Andrea Migliorini, an Italian boy who's very technical. Patrick Isnorbo, Melbourne boy.
Yes.
He's back in Australia after a stint with Leeds United, Leicester City, and we're very happy with like I said before, the new signings.
How's Harry going?
Harry's doing well.
Fitting well?
Yep, fitting well. He's trained hard. He's had a good pre-season. Last time he was here in Melbourne, he only arrived 3 weeks before the season started, and it was difficult for him because it took him at least a half a season to get fit. But this year he arrived early. We've worked him hard, and he's played 490 minutes in pre-season, and he's happy with where he's at, and we're very happy with him.
And he's got the armband, Jim. You see that?
No.
Do you know what that is?
No.
Captain, you idiot!
Oh, that's right. I mean,
come on.
Yeah, I knew that bit. I thought he meant he had some issue.
No, the skipper, of course. And I was just saying before, we don't know a lot of the Hart players. So we know Harry, of course, superstar. But so we got a new, like at least last year we had Fred. We got any one name Brazilian players?
Well, we've got some good names. We've got Golgol Mabratu.
Golgol?
Yeah, he plays up front. He's lightning quick as
Golgol.
well. And we've got David Williams, who is he's also plays up front. We've got very quick players going forward. Willow.
Willow.
Yeah, that's another one. Bill. So they're players that you can remember, Bill.
Yes,
and,
right.
We've got also Mate.
Mate.
Spelt Mate. So if you want to call him Mate Dugancic, that's his name.
No, he'll get Mate.
Yeah. So we've got good players and players that are, their names are easy to remember.
Good.
All right. Well, Johnny, stick around because we're very excited by the Heart, but we also want to know about the World Game. There's some other stuff
and
happening.
our national team.
Exactly, Bill. So all that next with John Aloisi.
John Aloisi, coach of the Heart, is with us.
All right. We're in the World Cup. How are we going to go?
On last performance against Brazil, not going to go too well. It just depends on the draw, what group we're going to be in. If we're in a decent group, then we might have an opportunity to go into the second round. But we don't want to be ending up, with the likes of Brazil and a top European nation, because I think then we'll have no chance.
Mind you, I saw Brazil beat, was it Spain in the Champions something trophy?
Yeah, it was the Confederations
Cup.
And they beat them well. I think they ended up 3-0.
And Spain
what
are
I remember.
fair outfit, so they can go a bit.
But the problem was with Australia against Brazil, it was 6-0, but it could have been easily 10.
Really?
That's the scary part, and so we just have to wait and see. A lot can happen in a year. The younger players can come through and state a claim to play in the World Cup. at the moment, if we had to play the World Cup next week, it's not good signs, but let's hope we improve before we get there.
No good, the national coach. From my sources tell me, Johnny boy, old Holger Oslik, no good. Mate, he just hasn't got the team binding together as such.
Bring back Aussie Goose.
Yeah. Doesn't play the kids enough. So that was the question. I see it's in the paper today. Aussie Goose might be a chance. Would he be a good appointment?
Oh, look, it's difficult for me to say what the FFA are going to do with Holger, but if they do decide to get rid of him, I think Gus would be a great replacement because you saw what he ended up doing with us in 2006. He got the boys working really well together, and the confidence in the group was high. And I think Gus, knowing him, he'll wait to see what group we're in. Yes. And if he thinks we're an opportunity to do well at the World Cup, he might even take up coaching us again.
Hey, this whole Gareth Bale situation amazes me. Waited to the last minute to transfer from Tottenham to Real Madrid.
For how much, Tim?
Was it some ridiculous...
I think it was 140 million euro, if I remember that.
140 million euro.
Yeah.
And then, who's the other star? I should know this, but I don't. Is it Ronaldinho or
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yep. And they don't speak to each other? So they play in the same team and don't get on?
I'm not 100% sure. The thing about Gareth Bale, it wasn't his doing why it took so long. It was Tottenham trying to get the last bit of money. Okay. And I feel sorry for Gareth Bale because he ended up going there 2 weeks before the season starts and then now he's having injury problems. And you're going to get those egos when, you're in a club like Real Madrid because Cristiano Ronaldo thinks, and he's got every right to think that, he's the best player in the world along with Messi. And Gareth Bale hasn't shown yet on the world stage what he can do. So I don't know if that's the case, why they're not talking to each other.
How do you blend, especially at a club of that size, how do you blend those sort of egos and get people trying to row in the same direction? I mean, that must be tough.
Yeah, that's why they've got someone like Ancelotti as their coach who's coached at AC Milan, he coached at Chelsea with other big players and players with egos, and I think he would understand, and plus he was a big player himself. He played for the Italian national team, and he was assistant with the Italian national team. It's a tough one. I think that, do you room them together when you go away? If they do. Look, we look to do little things by going away as a team and not so much on the football side, but even team dinners and try and get them to know each other and know their personalities a little bit better, because it's quite hard when the season starts and the pressure's on for those players to start getting along.
Especially if they don't speak the lingo either.
Yeah, well, Gareth Bale speaks English, and so does Cristiano Ronaldo, so he should be able to...
No, but I'm talking even here with the Heart, because you get the boys from Brazil, they need interpreters, don't they?
Yeah, sometimes they do. I'm quite fortunate that I can speak a little bit of Spanish, so I can interpret a little bit for them, but you're right, with the other players in the team, we've got the Argentinian, who his English is just starting to get better now, and for him to mix in with other players, it's not that easy.
Oh, multilingual.
As we let you go, Johnny, not causing any of us any distress that Man U are having such an ordinary start of the season either. Sick of seeing them winning all the time.
Yeah, well, it depends if you're a Man United supporter, but people that don't follow them and follow other teams like Liverpool and Tottenham, and I think you'll be quite happy. But Man United have had a terrible start, and I don't think they're going to win it this year. I don't think they're even going to be close.
No, I know. Hey, but we're just worried locally, domestically, and the first game, October 12. What about this? The Heart take on Victory.
Hey.
Etihad Stadium. Tickets are selling fast.
Derby.
Ticketmaster.com.au.
And membership?
Membership, yes, of course. Membership at MHFC, which is Melbourne Heart Football Club, .com.au, and need some more members, don't we,
Join Bill
Johnny?
as a member of the Melbourne Heart. Johnny, thank you very much for that. Good luck with everything.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
He's a star, John Aloisi. Willis Brownlow's second hour about to start up, and you caught up with Mick Doohan.
Yes, I did. Five-time world champ.
You did, and headed out to Albert Park for some stuff that we need to get our heads around. It's online very soon, so you can get stuck into that. And you also did a little open bill work.
I did with Matty Cruiser. We'll talk to him very shortly. It's just an update on those. Bit of footy news there, of course. Pods won't be with the Cats next year.
Yep. Will he go somewhere else, or will that be it?
No. So he said that he'd like to have a look, explore elsewhere.
Okay.
So same with Chappie, of course. Josh Hunt's pulled the pin there at the Cattery. He's retired. It'd be interesting to see what happens with Joel Corey. And a bit other news, Cole Sylvia has nominated Fremantle as his preferred club, so there'll be a nice contract there.
Yeah, he's a free agent. So.
Yeah, exactly. And Dale Thomas has agreed to a 4-year deal at Carlton.
Well, Bill, I tell you what's starting, it looks like anyway, it's starting to happen. First year of free agency, it was pretty... I think you had Brendan Goddard going.
Yeah, that was about it,
That was about it, certainly of the massive names.
Big names.
And now what we're starting to see is when players get to free agency after 10 years at a club, they're going, righto, if I can't have a look at a premiership or get anywhere near what I think I'm worth, I'm going somewhere else.
That's right. Eddie Betts is another one going to Adelaide, Jimmy boy. So there's a bit happening.
There is.
And it had to wait for all the buddy to fall, and that was all done and dusted. And now... there's a bit going on, Jimmy.
Well, Willis, it is what the players wanted.
So
they wanted to be able to move around after a certain amount of time at a club.
So just for this week, isn't it?
Next week. I think you've got to have them done by Friday of next week.
And then when's the draft?
And then really you then start doing the trading after that.
Yep.
And then you've got the draft. So you can do the free agency stuff first.
Yeah.
Then you've got, I think, 3 weeks now. Trade week goes for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Which I find absolutely staggering. Why?
Can you believe Hawthorn won the grand final? That was only last Saturday, Jim. And already we're talking about Buddy, and that was 2 days ago. So I reckon Hawthorn had a chance, and the Hawthorn supporters had a chance really to celebrate for a couple of days.
Yep.
And then we're talking about Buddy moving and now Dale Thomas. You don't get a lot of time to actually celebrate the grand final win.
I think this is the Andrew Demetriou, Gil McLaughlin master plan.
Right.
They would like football to be discussed openly in the tissues and on radio and television.
For the whole year?
The whole year. 365 days of the year. Now, that's not quite possible, but they're pushing trade week out. They're pushing the draft out so that they make sure that it's front and centre, and it is. You look at all the stuff we're talking about. We're talking about all of these free agents moving.
Yep.
Then beyond that, it'll be 3 weeks of unbelievable trade talk. Who's going where and what are they coughing up to get that player moving?
Yep.
And then at the end of that, we get into the draft where we celebrate all the young players going to clubs. So it's just getting later and later. And the other sports are feeling it, Bill.
They are. No doubt about that.
I don't blame either of those gentlemen for doing it.
Got to do it. Yep.
They need it's the old bang for their buck. And it's the same, it's why they did the deal with the MCG, moving cricket over to the Junction Oval, because they want to start it earlier too, Willis. Get the whole thing so that you start owning right the way around the clock. Now, Bill, we've got the MotoGP Phillip Island coming up.
October 18, only in a couple of weekends, and it's very popular, Jim. Higo and I went down a few years ago. Couldn't believe how many, and it's a family thing too. The kids go along, they love it down there at Phillip Island.
A mate of mine came across from Bali for it.
The big launch where the great Mick Doohan, 5-time world champion and one of Australia's greatest ever sportsmen, was there.
Indeed.
And also Helena Vestergaard was there.
That's her.
And she is the ambassador and doing a fine job. So we decided to send Willis Brownless down there to get the whole launch thing done properly.
Here I am at Albert Park, and it's all happening here. This is the pre-race build-up for the MotoGP down there at Phillip Island, of course, Friday the 18th through to the 20th, Sunday. And I've got 2 superstars with me. I've got Mick Doohan, but I'm going to go to the beauty here. I'll leave the beast over there, Helena Vestergaard. You are the ambassador of the MotoGP, and you love your bikes, of course, and you've just got your learners.
Yeah, I did.
Yes? How was that? Was that hard?
It was all right. The written test was actually harder than riding it.
Yeah. Now, Mick, tell us about this. Mick Doohan, of course, superstar, 5 world championships in a row and done everything. Tell us about the CRF 50. It's a Honda, of course. Does that mean it's got 50 cc's?
It has got 50 cc's. It'll need every one of those.
And how are you going? This is your, we've had our grand final in the footy, but this is your grand final coming up, isn't it?
Absolutely. The MotoGP here in Australia is sort of one of the best throughout the world, and it's unfortunate that we don't have Casey Stoner this year, but all in all, it's going to be a great event with little young Marquez, who took Casey's position, as leading the championship. And the others like Rossi and Lorenzo and all the mad bunch will be out there. It'll be fantastic. So, in a couple of weeks' time, it'll be great.
It's all about the rush hour race here. Who do you reckon will win, myself or Helena?
Well, Helena may have a slight weight advantage.
Slight? She's got 100 kilos on me.
they might have a little bit of a performance gain on you. But, it'll be hilarious to watch. That's all I'm looking for.
I'm a country boy at heart. You watch me when I get on the Honda CRF 50 and give it a bit of neat. Righto, we're ready to go here.
Our official on course, Mick Doohan, giving some last-minute pointers to Helena and Bill. Starter grabs the button.
Ready.
There's the climbing.
Set. Go.
And they're underway. Bill off to an early lead, but Helena has taken off. Bill's changed into second gear and nearly lost the bike over the back. Helena is out to about a 5-metre lead, but here comes Bill Brownless. Bill Brownless down the outside. This is amazing from Bill. Will he keep it through the turns? Bill Brownless has the lead, but here comes Helena. Helena flying down the outside. We're going to get a close finish here at the Rush Hour Grand Prix, and it's Helena. Helena is going to cross the line as Mick Doohan waves the flag. Helena is victorious. Bill, too little, too late. You got to stop, Bill. Bill?
Yeah. Oh,
Bill's dropped the bike.
I am Mick Doohan.
Waving to the adoring fans, of which there are 3 here at Albert Park, has dropped the bike in front of them.
Photo. Here we go. Yeah. Very good rider. My name is Mick Doohan. Mick Doohan. Bye-bye.
There were some Japanese people that just gathered towards the end there, Jim, and had their cameras.
Yes.
They just hadn't gathered. Now, hang on a minute.
And
you
they
passed
thought
the finish line and kept driving all the way up about another 150, 200 metres
they had
drive to them.
They had gathered to watch the race, Jim, and very
You
intrigued.
went over and nuffed them.
And went over and I told them I was Mick Doohan, very good Australian motorbike rider.
You went over and nuffed them, Bill. That's what you did. They were minding their own business.
And they were
Bill went over and nuffed them. And you did. You went over and nuffed them. But what we need to do next is, and you can have a look now online here.
Yeah, it's all at triplem.com.au. You can find it on the Facebook page and Twitter as well.
All right, you'll see Bill trying to get acclimatised to this 50cc trike.
Oh, it's a
Kid's
tiny
bike.
little
It's a
thing.
tiddler's bike.
Yeah.
And you'll see some vision that's quite extraordinary. We're going to discuss that next and then ask the family to join in the conversation. Now, Bill.
Yep.
A 50cc bike.
Yep.
You're learning how to ride it from the great Mick Doohan.
Oh, yes.
A man who was born on a motorbike.
What do you reckon he was thinking?
Oh, Bill. If you have a look online, triplem.com.au, you'll see Bill. Mick's trying to explain to him how to ride this tiny little kid's bike.
Yeah.
Bill tries to get it started, over revs, and it flips him over and lands him on his ass.
Yeah, puts it into first gear and then just falls backwards.
Well, I think there's a bit of weight at the back of the bike, Jim, when I sat down.
Do you reckon that?
So it went flip straight over virtually.
Yeah, so he could easily do that.
It's bloody hard to ride. That I could easily get on a Quacker 950.
Oh. How do you explain when you were standing up and you flipped it?
No, mate.
He's just standing there, and if you watch the video...
950,
I heard him.
I don't know if they make Quackers 950, Jim, but that'd be a lot easier to ride than a 50cc where you're always going to tip it over. I was popping monos all day.
Were you?
Yeah.
But when he hits second gear in the race, you watch the video and the front wheel comes off the ground.
I got a bit scared.
Willis,
yes.
All I'll say to you is this. It is staggering that a man of your age, 46, can't ride a 50cc motorbike.
Well, no.
In front of Mick Doohan.
My size, Jim. I'm a big boy.
That's what it is.
That was the difficult bit about
it's
it.
because you got no idea, Bill.
I'm telling you, if I had the old Quacker or whatever it was, Yamaha, I'd be able to ride it.
All I'm saying to you is this. If you watch the vision, triplem.com.au, Bill ends up on his ass.
Yes.
So,
and drops the bike about 4 times.
Hands.
Our topic.
353, Bill.
When have you ended up on your ass? And it could be anything.
Exactly.
It could be riding a bike. It could be falling over in a shopping
Doing
centre.
whatever was necessary to knock you on your bum.
Yes.
We want to know what happened.
That's it, Jim.
What's landed you on your bum?
Yes.
Nick joins us first, Bill.
From where, Jim?
Up down the sort of coastway.
Narry Warren.
Nowhere near the coast.
Narry Warren South, actually. G'day,
That's
Nico.
it, officer.
G'day, boys. How are you?
When did you end up on your bum?
About a year ago, took the young bloke for a ride on the push bike. I had the click pedals on, so you can't get your feet down.
Yep.
Thought I'd be a hero, show him how to do a mono, straight over on my ass.
Oh, no.
Tears to my eyes. Couldn't sit down for about 2 weeks. Had the missus giving me a bloody ear bashing, going, "You're a bloody idiot," which I felt like it. The son thought it was pretty funny.
He would have.
Get to sit on one of those donut cushions for a while.
Just falling off a bike hurts.
On your coccyx.
Ouch.
How come it's called a coccyx when it's there?
When it's actually a coccyx.
Yeah.
I don't know, Bill. You just say words wrong. James joins us from Bendigo. Hello, Jim.
How you going, boys?
Hey,
All
Jimmy.
right, when have you been landed on the old Tijuana?
Well, it was New Year's quite a few years back. Had a brand new Ninja 250, and just to celebrate after the 12 o'clock whatevers, jumped on my bike and saw a few birds on the road, and gave a little bit of a squirt straight off the edge of the road down the embankment onto the dirt into the grass. That was it.
What happened to the Ninja?
She was a bit beat up, but the girls came running over, but I picked it up and started running with it, and started pushing it as far as I could away from them so they wouldn't see me. But
what damage did you do, Jim?
She was a bit beaten up.
No, did you do to yourself?
Oh, well, no, I didn't.
There you go.
I had a couple of bruises, so I didn't really, and which I don't condone at all, by the way. So I was a bit flimsy when I hit the deck, and
flimsy. And there you go, trying to show off in front of the girls.
Let's just move along.
Which I don't condone at all, according to James.
Alistair from Inverleigh. Hello, Alistair.
Yeah, g'day, guys. I was ringing up in Billy's defence, actually.
Yeah, good on you, Al.
My young bloke's got pretty much the same bike as what Bill was riding, and I've come off it a few times. They're small and difficult to ride.
Al, come on, Al. Just because you're equally inept at it as Bill doesn't mean they're difficult to ride.
They are.
It's all right for little rats like you, JB.
That's it, yes.
The big blokes like me and Bill, it's a bit hard.
Mate, you sit on it and you nearly pop a mono, don't you, Al?
Yeah, my wife popped a mono and she come off the back end too, yeah.
Out there at Inverleigh.
Surely you're not Bill's size, Al.
Oh, well, not quite, but...
Sucked in, Bill.
Well,
he doesn't reckon he's your size.
The missus is.
Bill.
Glenn in Seville. Glenn, boy.
How you going, boys?
Glenn Roy.
Yes, it's all keeping with the motorbikes. I was just trying to cross the finish line on the Fink Desert Race, which is up in Alice Springs.
Mm-hmm.
Just ridden the 500 Ks for 2 days, no worries, never came off. Feeling pretty good.
Oh,
yep.
No.
Going across the finish line, and I decided to pop it up on the back wheel.
Oh, no.
And, didn't go down too well. We hit a bit of a hard patch and threw the bike away at about 100 k an hour going across the finish line.
Ouch.
And, I've been scanning YouTube for the last 3 years trying to find it, and no one's got it.
Did you have the leathers on and everything there, Glenroy?
Oh, all the dirt bike gear, yeah, it's out in the desert, so on the old KTM 530, and threw it away and dislocated the shoulder, so that was all a bit of fun.
2 days he's been good and hadn't fallen off, and then
Bill.
the finishing
line. Finish line.
That's the kind of bike that you need, the big 530, the KTM's great
Mate,
bikes.
I tell you what they do, they rip your arms off.
Well, they would too.
Do they, Bill?
You just go,
Pete from Kilmore Willis.
Hello, Pete.
Hey, Billy, you'll probably relate to this. I'm actually in Kilmore. My old man used to have the Max Hotel.
Oh, the Max, just down from the red line.
Yeah, this is back in the 68 when I was going to the college myself. And
you Assumption boy?
Assumption boy, yeah, mate. Yeah.
Era rum?
Yeah. Graham Kennedy and Bert Newton call him quite often. In fact, this day they arrived from the Wallen Hotel, Dad's friends, in the back of a boat. Anyhow, they come in the pub and the toilets were at the back, and I was riding my little Pee-wee 50 around the backyard.
Yes.
And Graham goes back in, and he comes out with the old man and says, "Come on, I want to take him for a ride." So anyhow, the old man jumps on the bike with Graham on the back. Well, the first bump they hit, mate, Graham's up in the air, straight on his arse, roll ass over, just going all his knees, and that was it.
The king of comedy.
The king and Bert.
He wasn't very happy about it, and he wasn't smiling, I can tell you, mate.
Oh, Bert wasn't on the bike.
No, Bert wasn't. No, Graham
wig.
was. But, so a couple more beers and jumped in the boat and off I went again.
Bloody
A
hell.
couple of great celebrities there to call into the Max Hotel in Kilmore.
Jumped in the boat.
Phil Gibbs and all that type of thing from Channel 10 used to call in all the time.
Gee.
Televising the races, and that type of thing. So
Yeah.
Nice one,
come
Pete.
up, him and Shaz and Schultz and that.
All right, well done. Beautifully done. Tone's in Bentley. Hello, Tone.
Tone.
How are you going?
Good.
It was Christmas Day.
Yes.
I was out in Croydon with just before Christmas dinner. Had me nieces and nephews, and I took my nephews out for a skateboard.
Yep.
Said I'd show them how to do it. And at about 40 kilometres an hour, I hit a rock and walked into Christmas dinner covered in blood.
Oh no.
Oh, Tone.
And you should have heard. I can't say what my dad said to me over the phone, but I was about 52 at that time. But I've got another one.
Oh. What happened to the other one?
Well, the other one was exciting.
Is Spud Frawley there?
No, he's not Spud. No, we haven't got him in here. No.
Okay, look, this is honest truth. About 8 years ago, I was up at the snow at Mount Buller.
Yes, Tone.
Mount Buller.
You're at Mount Buller.
I was standing at the bottom of the summit run, where you have to be a fairly good skier to be there.
Yes, Mount Buller.
Right, and it's pretty flat until you get right to the lift, and then there's a few bumps.
Yes.
So I'm looking up and I'm having a bit of a rest, and I'm seeing these two little girls skiing down, probably about 10 or 11.
Yes.
And they were skiing magnificently. They were just, beautiful.
Right.
So they jump on the lift and off they go. And I look up and I see this bloke totally out of control, out of his depth totally. And he hit the bumps just before the lift.
Yep.
And he did a somersault in the air. Not on purpose. And his legs and arms and skis were going everywhere.
Right.
And I thought, I'm going to die. He's going to hit me and I'm going to die. So I just moved back one step.
And?
He landed right in front of me on his back, on his bum.
Yes.
And it was Spud Frawley.
Oh, it was not. It wasn't Spud.
Yes, it was.
Bill, it was Spud.
It took a while. We got
Bill,
there.
it was Spud, Bill.
Hey, Tone, you got another one.
Oh, Bill. Well done, Tone from Bentley.
Another one.
He's got another one.
Oh, thanks, Tone. We appreciated both of them.
We should ring him up every day, and he tells us
Just
another
a
one.
Story. Got another one?
You got another one, Tone?
Spud there.
Spud.
Now, Willis, I'm noticing more and more that Open Bill.
That's it, Jim.
Is becoming a part of what we're doing.
Exactly.
I don't know why.
Well, they only want to talk to me.
No, that isn't true.
They think you're aloof.
This next man likes me a lot.
They think you're aloof, apparently.
They think you're a prat. I want to know, Willis, where and why you caught up with Matty Cruiser. And we're just about to hear it, but why did you?
When I was down with Mick Doohan and Alina the other day down at Albert Park for the MotoGP, which is coming up October 18th.
Her name's not Alina, it's Helena. Yep.
She's Danish. She likes Helena. And
which is better than Alina. Yep.
And Matty Cruiser, who loves his motorbikes. He used to have a couple, hasn't at the minute, and he's looking at buying another one. So he'll be down there at the Australian Motorcycle Grand Prix.
Is he the AFL ambassador for the
I think
MotoGP?
he is, because he loves it. So I just had a little quick chat to Matthew Cruiser.
The Rush Hour Sharpest machine panel service.
Pops it into a big contest here. Cruiser flies.
Matty Cruiser. Ball thrown in, picked up by Cruiser. Cruiser. Beautiful work from the big boy.
Long ball to the pocket. Not a great kick. Monaghan in the box seat. Went through his hands. Now the back Cruiser can pick it up and kick a goal.
Been in a smash? Call Sheen Panel Service first. 1300 Repair.
That's right, Jimmy boy. We've got another open bill, and this one is the great Carlton ruckman, Matty Cruiser's joined me. Welcome to Open Bill with Bill, Matty.
Thanks, Bill.
How are you, mate? Now, you're in the moon boot. What's going on here?
Yeah, sort of had a little mishap against the Richmond, then missed out on Sydney, obviously, so in the moon boot for a couple more weeks.
Yeah, mate, I saw that. So it was a broken foot, was it?
Yeah, did a little bit of damage.
Oh, yeah, no good at all. So you missed that one, and pretty good finish to the end of the year. You actually won a final when you didn't even make the finals. That's not bad.
Yeah, we'll take it. Obviously, it was good. Obviously, Sydney was a little bit disappointing. Would have been nice to get the win there, but... yeah, we look on for next year now.
You do indeed, and a couple of players may be moving. Eddie Betts, there's a lot of talk about Eddie Betts. Do you know anything there? Can you help us out?
Oh, I don't, Ed.
I'm Bill.
Used to do it with Ed in the morning.
Yeah.
No, I don't. Obviously, we'll see what happens next few weeks.
And what do you do, mate? Do you have a bit of a spell now and go on holidays, or what are you up to?
Yeah, a few weeks off, obviously hanging around for the MotoGP in a couple of weeks down at Phillip Island, so head along there, and then after that, head away.
Because you are a bit of a rev head. I've seen you in photos with motorbikes. So how many bikes you got?
I don't have one at the moment. I'm looking to get one. Just got to play it safe with footy at the moment.
All right, I rode the Honda 50 there, and you probably need a bigger one than that, I reckon, Matty.
Just a little bit. You look good on it, though.
Oh, terrible I look. So, mate, you'll be down there, and you love all that. Do you like Bathurst and all that too? Are you one of those that love it all?
I've been to Bathurst once. It's pretty good, but probably lead a little bit more towards the bikes.
Yeah, no worries. That's good. And what did you make of the grand final last Saturday? Did you go, or did you have a party at home? Or
No, I just went around one of the boys' house and watched it. Yeah, it was a good game. Obviously, that third quarter got a little bit interesting, and I mean, Hawthorn was too good on the day.
All right, Matty. Well, good luck with the foot. Good luck at the MotoGP there. You'll love that. October 18th down there. They look after you. Get in the nice seats, do you, Matty?
Yeah, I will. It'll be good.
Good on you. Matty Cruiser joining Open Bill with Bill.
Come on, Bill. You got a joke for us?
A quick one today, Jimmy
right,
boy,
let's go.
because I know people have got to go places. Did you hear about the dead... Hang on. Do it again. Did you hear about the dead cabbage?
No.
There was a big turnip at the funeral. Jim, what's going on? There was a big turnip at the funeral, Jim. Dead cabbage. Did you get that?
I don't want to play anymore.
Bill,
I don't want to play
that's
anymore.
what comes out of your hat on Christmas Day. I mean, that's how bad that is. They're those ones that you just go...
I didn't get into radio.
Like George, our 8-year-old son, would read that out and get a giggle and not know why.
I don't mind it, Jim.
Bill,
I like it.
It's horrendous.
It's a big turn-up, Jim, at the funeral.
It's just crap.
Bill,
it's really just...
get in your Ranger and bugger off to Denny.
Jill
and don't
gave
come
that one
back.
to me.
Oh, don't you throw
Bloody
Jill
Jill.
under the bus. Even Jill's left. She's walked
Oh,
away.
she gave that one to me. I said, Jill, I don't know if I can go with this one.
You can't keep polishing these brown ones.
He's throwing glitter on them.
Oh, there's
All right,
Jilly.
well,
I'm
plastic.
polishing as hard as I
Come on,
can,
Bill.
Jim.
Sapin pour moi. Sapin pour moi. Sapin pour moi. Wah, 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 wah.
A text from my housemate. Nice delivery, Bill.
Work on the delivery.
Do something, Bill.
Work, Bill.
Rubbish.
Nice work,
Yeah, no, there's nothing coming through like that at all.
It takes talent to perform jokes that are that bad on a daily basis.
Really? Yeah.
Jokes
There's
no
no
good.
praise.
Hashtag jokes no good.
There you go.
Triple M's Rush Hour podcast was brought to you by Brighton Toyota, Australia's largest Toyota dealership.